Yes, yes, yes. Hold on, buddy.
And then I think after 15 minutes, I would center myself and I would get some advice. I don't know if I would tell my husband, again, I would like tell him the parameters.
Okay.
I would just give him like parameters. I wouldn't go deep.
Not to involve him in the drama.
I don't know. I feel like she's so young. She's 4 years old.
But like you are, you know, she's married, she's got a kid. There comes a point where it's like, she is only 20, but at the same time, she's mature enough to do those things.
Right.
So should be mature enough to have a conversation with mother-in-law.
Operative word is should. It's tough. It's easier said than done.
Dude, having those conversations, I avoid them.
Oh my gosh.
I avoid them. So
I had to learn, and when I did, it felt so good because I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't want to talk to my mother-in-law.
got any tips?
Yeah, be honest and just be straight up. If you
Yeah.
ever get hurt or something, just be like, hey, I was hurt by this, and I need you to know that because I love you and I want to be a part of this family so bad.
I need to embrace that because while I recognize people aren't psychic,
They're really not.
I'm like, you should know that comment you said to me was not okay.
No. They have no idea.
No.
Zero idea.
I wish they did. Next comment after that goes, please at least tell your mother. I would absolutely want to know if my best friend was talking about my child like that, especially if it's something I feared she would do. Which is so true because her mom did tell mother-in-law, hey, she can't cook. And mother-in-law said, no worries, we want her anyways. Like, you knew what you were getting, so to then talk shit about what you knew you were getting is so dumb.
I think culturally also, a lot of the times, culturally, it makes sense for people to marry people that they know. There's this way of like how these marriages and stuff goes like, oh, I know this person's family. They're familiar enough to me, so I know them. I know how they operate. So there's no surprises there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's like no surprises. Like, oh, I grew up with so-and-so's mom. My daughter went to high school with this friend, and like, oh, like we lived in the old country next to each other. We were neighbors. So there's a lot of that is very true, and I'm sure that mother-in-law and the girl's mom had that similarity. But you know, a lot of the times it's just shooting the shit. Sometimes she just got caught in the crossfire of that, and it really hurt her.
Oh,
Yeah.
we have an update.
Oh my god, I love it!
I'm a little scared because I was like reading ahead just now, and it starts off, I'm so devastated and so disappointed.
No, sweet girl.
Maybe I'm overreacting, but I just want to leave.
Did you figure out what it was?
So I stayed
Yeah,
at
it
home
looks like
for
I
the
got
weekend
picked back
with
up
my
again.
husband, but
It
he did not
started
know
the
what
thing
I was sleep.
2 hours ago, dropping frame rates.
I sat him down.
So I think the frame rate, I think the internet kind of kicked in now.
Yeah.
And that whole thing.
Clouds or something.
I told him that I want to learn how to cook. Not instantly, because it's not the easiest thing, especially with a 6-month-old that practically doesn't let me leave him with anybody else. My husband quietly listened. He even said he did not mind whether I cooked or not. He said he will never force me to learn, definitely not until baby gets older. This made me think he was understanding me. When I shared how his mother and aunt were talking about me, he simply said, quote, I don't see what they said is wrong. I continued to explain how she could have just talked to me directly, but instead said I don't know how to do anything behind my back. I tried to make him understand that she always told me I could take my time, yet she expected me to learn it quickly. He just laughed and said I was overreacting and that all women gossip. I was baffled. Tears in my eyes, I left the room. It's not that big of a deal, but it's a shame that my husband did not understand how stupid I felt after hearing that. I got busy doing chores for my son. My husband has no office today, so he was just chilling. I was washing the dishes when my mother-in-law came and told me to come into my room because she wanted to talk. I'm so nervous.
The mom did it?
The mom initiated.
Strike one. Going.
I got nervous because I'm not a confrontational person. We sat down and she just kept going on and on about how she wants what is best for me. She kept giving reasons why she said what she said. She kept cutting me off, and all I was trying to say was that she should have shared her thoughts with me and not someone else. She just wouldn't listen to me. In the end, she complained how I shouldn't have told my husband about this. She said I'm trying to cause problems between them.
Okay.
I was speechless. I said that if she could talk to me about me to someone else, then I could talk about her to my husband. She started getting angry at this point and said that I was being rude and maybe this is my true face. She said she did not expect me to be such a typical daughter-in-law who causes issues between her husband and his mother. She said, quote, I cannot believe what I brought into my house. And before I could answer, she left. I cried and cried. When my husband came into the room, he had a worried expression and asked me what happened. I just told him I want to go home. Currently packing my and my baby's stuff so I can go to my mom's. I have never felt this hurt by someone's behavior. My husband is trying to calm me down, but I just want to leave. I do not know what is going to happen now, but I know for sure I cannot live with this woman anymore.
Oh. Okay.
Damn. I was not really expecting this.
Oh my god.
They,
Let me tell you what happened.
oh my god.
The mom asked to talk, which meant that she had the upper hand in the conversation. She was going to steer the conversation.
Wow.
Because, let me tell you, because she asked to link up, because she asked to link up, she steered the conversation in the direction. Yeah.
I have like chills. I'm sitting here I'm sorry. I'm so just in
It's
shock.
a little emotional to think about, yeah. She's, with a 6-month-old baby packing her bag, I feel so bad. The mother-in-law got to it first. She got to it first, and she took the conversation the way that she wanted to go. And it got really toxic really fast.
I mean, to say I cannot believe what I brought into my house.
Toxic.
Ma'am, you had so much potential to not make this an issue at all.
Yeah.
OP literally says here, I do want to learn how to cook, but it's just not going to happen overnight.
Of course, she was being very rational and reasonable.
The mother-in-law had the perfect daughter-in-law relationship, what sounds like a moldable, little Play-Doh to learn how to cook. And to go from, and I get being defensive, right? I'm trying to put myself in any rational thought of this mother-in-law could have gotten this.
Yeah.
I get being defensive. She's embarrassed that her daughter-in-law hurt her. She, maybe is really close with her son. That's her son.
Did the elder say that she talked to my mom?
No mention of that.
So how does she know?
I know.
Other room?
Because it's a house. I mean, in a sense, you and your was spot on. Just go to her first. Don't really involve the husband. I wonder if it would have changed at all.
I think in the conversation, it could have gone another way, but it's controlling conversations with a 20-year-old woman. It's very hard.
Yeah.
Set in her ways. That's her house.
Matriarchy.
Yeah, matriarch.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Wow. I got point do you transition from like, like despite being younger, like
Right.
have these conversations. Really hard transition. I'm still, I don't know if I'm there yet. It's
We're
tough.
gonna learn.
Ugh, I'm gonna take your advice. I got it. But I do think it's okay for her to go to her family's home, see your mom, get that comfort, and maybe your mom can help facilitate kind of I don't even know, like a mediation.
A mediation. I think that's possible. I think she needs to go home and like let off some steam.
Yeah.
I think the way she needs, if she wants to continue this relationship, which I would hope she does, but I don't know.
I mean,
you
yeah.
have a baby, your husband seems like he works really hard, and maybe one day you guys will move out and start your own family, just move out and have your own
Yeah.
place. I think she's gonna have to really like button up her shirt, go up there and say, I love you, mother-in-law, I love you, mother-in-law.
Yeah.
I wanna make this work. We've had one really bad fight. I've walked in on you talking shit about me. How do we fix this? She needs to put on some really big girl pants. Even though they might not fit her, she might have to wear a little belt. She might have to cinch it a little bit. She's gonna have to go there and stand up and say, I want in on this life. This is a life I want to live.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw this away over hearing you saying one sentence.
Yeah.
This one, again, I cannot allow this one sentence to ruin my life.
I know.
I can't. We have to find we need to find middle ground. We have to compromise. I'll learn I'll learn 2 dishes. Come on, I'll learn 2 dishes.
I know. And I think she is definitely owed an apology.
Yes, she is.
Do I think she will get it? My gut says no.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you might just have to, just suck it up, as much as I hate that for her. But you do love your husband. Like she even said, like, I felt fast. I love him.
Yeah.
You got a baby. And I do think he is kind of, like, take it with a grain of salt. Like, I don't think she's necessarily overreacting, but I do agree with the point, like, women will gossip.
Yeah.
And so maybe he's coming from a point of view where he's grown up with his mom gossiping at the table his whole life, and that's normal for him. Like, I think in maybe certain cultures, right, is that mentality of, like, come over while the husbands are at work, and kids will play in the other room, and we'll have our tea and biscuits and
Spot on. Yeah.
gossip.
Spot on.
Like, that is a reality for a lot of people. So I think that's the context that he recognizes. And so it's not necessarily the gossip that's the problem, it's just now how things have been handled, the fallout since. It's just, this took such a downward toxic spiral. It's crazy.
I don't think she's gonna get a verbal sorry.
No.
I think she might get sorry in other ways. Maybe a gift here, maybe a dinner here, maybe a laundry basket with the clothes folded here.
Yeah.
I think there might be, what is it called? Love languages?
Yes.
I think it's very hard for certain parents to say the words "I'm sorry," but love languages, maybe she'll do an act of service for you. Maybe she'll do something, maybe she'll give you a gift. I have a feeling that might be in there, in the cards for her.
I hope she gets something that makes her feel better, because what an uncomfortable, not healthy situation to go back into otherwise.
Yeah, I get it. And I've heard a lot of stories very similar to this.
Yeah.
You just gotta like not go toe to toe. That's not what I'm saying. You gotta just show them that you deserve respect and that you respect them at the same time.
Yeah. And it's hard because, like, I'm struggling, I think, with my
What's
single
that?
experience. It's like I'm trying to be very recognize, like, the culture aspect of this one.
Yeah.
But
I like
if
that
this were
storm.
me and, like, my culture, I'd be like, you're moving the fuck out of this house.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with this.
Right.
But I
Then who you
recognize,
want?
like, that might not be attainable with this one.
I don't think it is. Like you said, it's a multi-generational household.
Yeah.
People come over, people hang out with each other. Yeah.
Am I right in hoping
It's
that maybe
the way it is.
tomorrow?
Until the point where it gets if it tips over and like toxicity where you cannot be in the same room without like snide comments
You will have
and
to
bad
move out.
looks, you might have to move
You will.
out.
You might have to, and that is her loss.
Mhm.
She's
Right.
losing the privilege of getting to spend time with her grandchild. Like that's on her for creating that hostile environment.
Exactly. This is fixable. You just gotta work really hard at it. But it is fixable. I think it's fixable.
I had such high hopes.
Yeah, man. The husband ain't got shit.
You like this one really crashed and
Yeah.
burned.
Yeah.
Top comment on the update. It only has 35 upvotes right now. Wow, your husband is such a mama's boy.
Yeah.
He brushed off your feelings and said it is just a women's gossip. The worst thing is he agreed with what they said, that you couldn't do anything. Both husband and mother-in-law sucks. Ugh. OP, this is what your life is going to be in the future with your spineless husband and two-faced mother-in-law. Better talk to your husband to fix his attitude or leave. No one deserves to be with a stupid husband who doesn't know how to defend his wife. Ew.
Damn. Kind of. Again, these multi-generational households, it's not like your husband is your partner 1,000%, but these other relationships and these other like strings and these other spiderweb relationships, they matter not as much as your husband's relationship, but they sure as hell matter.
Well, and there's so much history there.
Yeah.
And growth doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
You know, when you've been raised in this context and this is normal for you when you're just getting married, you're just going through these growing pains. Like, I mean, in the original post, she says, our families are very strict. We were under their supervision during our kind of like courtship dating period. So they're in such a different position. There's going to be growing pains for him. And I think it could happen. Like, that, I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm really trying to be open-minded and have grace with this one.
Right. It's hard. It's easy to say move out. It's easy. It's
Yeah, that's
easy.
ideal.
Yeah.
Like, of course, that's fucking ideal.
Of course, yeah. I would love for her to move out and to get a little studio apartment with her beautiful husband and start a life. I don't think that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Also, I don't even know if that's ideal for her. She's a 20-year-old new mom
She needs help.
trying to go to school.
She needs help.
Having built-in babysitters and that sense of community is so valuable.
Yes.
I grew up with my great-grandma, and my grandma was over babysitting every day while my mom worked. Like, that is the sense of community we had in our family. It wouldn't have been able to survive and thrive without that. So, I get, like, that's the ideal thing, but it might not be even feasible.
I don't think so.
attainable.
Yeah.
So OP does respond. Yes, he is, and that is what hurts me more than what his mother said. I am at my mom's place now, and I'm going to take a long rest and then decide what needs to be done. Someone goes, they always have to turn it back on you. You're the problem, never them. Very sad. I hope you the best. She goes, exactly. I'm so hurt, and I told my mom everything. She is also very upset and is going to talk to my mother-in-law. I feel so lost. Wow. I'm nervous for the mom. I'm like, how is this gonna go?
How's the mom gonna? Okay, maybe, I think it's good that the mom is gonna talk to the mother-in-law. I also think the girl needs to also see her. So there's gonna have to be a conversation. There's so many side conversations now.
Yeah.
There's too many cooks in the kitchen right now.
I honestly think if this were me, I would say, Mom, can you just talk to her? Maybe grease the wheels a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, could we all sit down and have a conversation? You're my mom. You know how to cook, likely.
Yeah.
Maybe we could all have days together where we come into the kitchen and prepare meals and really try to grow past this.
Yeah, it's the only way. It's the only way. They gotta move past this. They all have to put on their big girl pants. All of
It's gonna
them.
be a tough one.
All of them have to put on their. Not the husband though. The husband, he's not factoring.
I do hope he steps up a little bit though.
I think that's wishful.
Wishful?
I think it's wishful thinking. I don't think he will. I don't think he will. It's one of those like classic cultural things where the guy's like, let the girls handle it.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Step up, man.
No, I don't think he will. He's too busy going to work and coming home at 2 a.m. and he doesn't have time for these things.
Yeah. Damn. I'm trying to see if there's any other comments. OP is very active on Reddit. There's quite a few other posts. from our writer here.
Okay.
Just kind of going into other subs, asking like, what am I doing wrong? Talking about like the baby and like, I think the baby's having some like sleep regression. And then like another mom subreddit where she's just kind of like, when your baby starts singing back to you. I think this writer, by the sounds of it, like doesn't have a lot of like social connections outside of family, and really could maybe use some positive comments. So I'll be sure to try and link this one in the YouTube. But I'm not seeing any other further comments about like how the mom conversation with mother-in-law went. So we're gonna have to keep our eyes really peeled on this one.
She should join a mommy group in her city.
I think so. I
Go
think
on
that'd be
Facebook.
amazing.
Go on Facebook and find a mommy group. And that way you can get away from it a little bit.
I'm sure there's other daughter-in-laws who are in the community too. Like it sounds like a very close-knit like community. Like the aunt lives right down the street. Her daughter-in-law is moving in. It sounds like this is very typical for this neighborhood. I'm sure there's other daughter-in-laws that you can connect with as well. Because you need people, you need friends, you need people you can go gossip and vent to about your mother-in-law.
Yeah, of course.
Just,
I wish her all the best.
I know. I'm going to subscribe to her profile, like follow, keep my eyes peeled. So I hope this one has a positive
Me
impact.
too. Me too.
I'm like scared. I'm scared I'm missing comments. I'm like, this is just so juicy. And she's still like actively commenting as of 8 hours ago on other subs under r/momit. So I'm like, I think we will get an update on this
I
one.
hope so. I hope so. I really do wish her all the best. I need a shower.
I'm like, I'm like sitting here. I'm just like, I'm heated, nervous, sweating.
So crazy.
Okay, moving along. Another one of this week's partners is Skims. Skims has solved quite the dilemma for me. They've given me outfits and loungewear that I can go from sleeping in to wearing out of the house to get my morning coffee. Because truly, I can't do anything before a little bit of caffeine. If it's wrong, I don't want to be right. This Skims soft loungewear collection is some of the best, most soft fabric I've ever touched. It's comfy, it's cozy, and it's durable too. I can go outside, feed my horses, get hay all over this stuff, and it's still perfect condition. My favorite pieces have been the tank and boxer set, truly some of the most versatile options, but I also love the sleep set, having those long, comfy pants. This is also the perfect outfit to get ready in because you don't have to pull anything over your head. No makeup's getting on those clothes. I love all of my Skims pieces. I wear something Skims in every outfit, bra today. And they are truly standing the test of time. They don't pill, they hold up, the quality is just unbeatable. So if you're ready to try it for yourself, shop the Skims Soft Lounge collection at skims.com. Now available in sizes extra, extra small to 4X. If you haven't yet, be sure to let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. Thank you guys. Okay, so this next one, 17 hours old.
Okay.
Coming from Am I the Asshole? ROG, titled, Am I the Asshole for asking my coworker not to eat tuna in the break room?
Okay.
So I'm very pregnant right now, still in the first trimester, but the symptoms hit. I'm nauseous all day and I can't eat anything warm really. I've been living on cold sandwiches and fruit because that is all my body can tolerate right now. My sense of smell is also heightened. So my coworker loves tuna. He eats everything with tuna, specifically the Spanish brand tomato
And there's not one that's like a penny in the water.
before I was pregnant.
On the
Even
fence
though the
post.
smell is quite strong. The problem is he doesn't keep the tuna refrigerated.
Oh.
He literally pulls it out of his work bag, and especially in the summer.
I'm watching it
he
clean. I'm sorry, I dozed out watching the streaks go and come and go and come. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
I can't stay around that smell.
What you doing, big boy?
Barf way more than I want to
Yes,
admit.
hello.
Yesterday, after I came back from my barfing, I asked him if he could please eat some
I
noodles.
know it. You tell me all
My throat
about
is
it.
hurting from barfing every day, and I just can't anymore. Dude got red in the face and left the break room. He left his tuna too. Now people are calling me an asshole. They told me I'm not entitled to dictate what someone else eats. I tried to explain, but apparently HR is also involved now too. So, was I really the asshole?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh,
You
Sorry,
passed me the
pregnant
baseball.
cutie.
you can't.
I get it. Listen, I get it. I mean, I've never been pregnant before, but I get
Is it scratches?
Sometimes food is stinky and it makes you uncomfortable. Imagine if you were saying that to someone, I don't know, their bibimbap or to their, I don't know, another food that's like ethnic.
Okay.
Wouldn't be nice.
No.
That's HR would get involved. I know tuna's a little bit of a, it's like a clean slate, like tuna and tomato purees, whatever. Like, it's not cultural, it's not dependent on anything.
Yeah.
Still, it's okay. Like, you don't need to do that.
No, and I think if you, like, you're pregnant, that's kind of a you thing.
Right.
It doesn't mean you can then inconvenience other people
Yes.
or, like this, you know, other people said, like, you're not entitled to dictate what someone else is eating.
Absolutely.
You're pregnant.
Yes.
If you know that he's going to be eating tuna in the break room, you now need to maybe make other accommodations for yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Does that suck that you have to eat at your desk and you can't eat with everyone else? Yeah, but I don't think you can ask someone to change what they're eating. And we don't know his story. What if he only likes tuna, like genuinely? Like, I know
Yeah.
there's so many people that, you know, people with autism
Yeah.
sometimes have, you know, food palates where they'll only eat 3 items.
Right?
I have hyperfixations on food too. Like,
Yeah.
Mendocino Farms has a chicken sandwich.
Love it.
I've had it literally 8 times in the past 2 weeks. I can't
Oh my god,
stop.
which one is it? The not so fried?
Yeah.
I get it. Oh my god, it's so
so
good. My
good.
husband is also hyperfixated on that. He
Uh-huh.
loves it.
I can't stop.
Yeah.
But I'll burn myself out and then I stick to only something else for another 3 weeks. Like, that's just how some people work. It's not his problem. You're
Sorry.
pregnant, no matter how exciting that is.
Yeah, it's so cute. I'm so excited that you're gonna have a baby. Like, that's huge. But no, you cannot be. You're a pregnant asshole as far as I'm concerned.
I know.
Sorry.
And I feel like there are some situations where, like,
Can I
your
taste
coworker
some?
is basically your best friend.
Yeah, you want to?
Gosh, Daddy, can I make your sandwich tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm just having a tough time with the tuna, girl. If you have that relationship with your coworker,
I
I think that's different. But to, like, come
Why
back
we'll make it
and
streaky.
barking and ask him, can you please eat something else? It doesn't sound like you have that relationship, especially because he left the break room so upset that he didn't even take his
Vinegar said she used to run animals.
If you have that kind of rapport, go ahead.
Yeah,
and
you're
give
on
a
camera.
little jabby jab, like, hey, you want to eat a turkey sandwich instead? But no, it doesn't sound like you have that relationship. It sounds like she was just vomiting and she was
Not
upset, and which I understand. Like, I get it. Like, your body is going through such an immense change, and everything is you're not feeling your best, you're not looking your best, you yada yada, and you're working. Oh, sucks. But
work on a good day.
hate it. So I understand, but no, you can't tell people what to eat and what not to eat. Sorry.
It is too new for
Cover
an
that up a
overall
little bit.
judgment.
Well
Like
done.
that. Top comment though, you're the asshole. You could have politely let everyone know that you were having a sensitive stomach and that strong smells are an
Streaks
issue.
and scratches.
But you chose to express your issues with
But
barking
it's already clear,
while someone
right?
else
Yeah, it
is
is.
eating and in the lunchroom. You also did it in front of other people and singled out a specific coworker. You could have quietly emailed HR or your coworker and explained the situation. You could have requested everyone be sensitive with smells if they could, but that you understand
No, it's
your
better
working
than
here.
I was gonna get
Do your
new
best
window
to
pane.
save.
Cause it's
But
kind of
that any
dirty.
help is appreciated because it would be a favor to you out of kindness. You being at your limit does not entitle you to embarrass or single out another coworker or talk about your barking while other people are eating. I didn't even this person.
Yeah, so smart.
Wow.
Discriminating.
Like, top comment popped the fuck off
Yeah.
today because I didn't think about that. Like, you could have that fear of getting sick.
Yeah.
In the morning, I gotta leave
Yes.
here at 7:30.
Yes, I have a couple people I know that have that, and it's like it's very.
Yeah.
I'll be
rare
back
when
around
you start gagging and
9:15.
Well,
they
isn't the
panic.
first appointment
Like,
is not?
Already
whole
moved
thing.
out
And you
because
did
I
single out,
scheduled
right?
over what I needed
She's
to
not
do.
the only
Do
one
you know
that
what I
could
mean?
like tuna.
Yeah.
So this person, points for me.
Yeah.
I fixed it.
I feel bad, but
Yeah.
not nice. Sorry to
You only have
Now,
actual
next
3
comment
appointments
does bring up
tomorrow.
a point you
Yeah.
touched on.
Yeah, one new
No,
one.
as an Asian, I
What is
constantly
it?
get told my food is too smelly for their Western asses. It's often just racism because a roast fucking smells strong too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, next comment. Anything stinky, regardless of cuisine.
It's advanced behavior modification. Roswell, it's an odor. Yeah, they have 2 dogs. Josephine, a puppy, needs general training. Being a German Shepherd makes money on top of it. Roswell, who is a great Pyrenees, Australian Shepherd, Golden Retriever mix, is becoming very reactive to dogs and people. Hasn't tried to bite, but will stay away from them and do the warning bites.
They
You know
need
what I
to make
mean?
sure they have that dog on a full leash and out of the fucking way.
Oh, well, they're on Nutwood. Next supermarket is really good too. We got Greer on her area, then we got Nutwood, then we got an hour and a half, and we go to Glasgow.
Tuna comment again. I don't think tuna is like race dependent.
Not really Glasgow, like
How
Rockville,
many, I
Glasgow.
mean, Persian girl,
Yeah,
how many
I
times
do.
was the
That's a decent
that I
little-
went to school made fun of? Infinite amounts of times. It's okay. I mean, it's just part of growing up.
The
you
new
know,
one
but,
tomorrow,
I mean, you're at work
100%
sometimes too.
needs to be
Yeah, well,
strictly advised that that dog needs to be on a leash
there was
and not
issues
breaking
with
at
this,
the
and
door.
now
Yeah, I'll make
we're
sure.
gonna probably be reprimanded and have to deal with.
That I'm not getting into an argument
And
with
you're
the
pregnant.
aggressive Great
Lots
Pyrenees.
going on here. I'm gonna refresh. I never refresh until I get done reading everything. So since it's now a day old, overall vote is garnished asshole.
Okay.
There's now an edit.
Okay.
Thank you all for your judgments. It's pretty clear I am the asshole. I would still like to provide some info as my HR meeting already passed. Forgot to mention some things in the heat of the moment. One, there's a general consensus in our break room to not heat up fish and to not eat stinky stuff. I don't know why this apparently doesn't apply to my coworker and he has never gotten in trouble because of that. Two, I have absolutely no problems with this coworker. Yes, I should have been much more sensitive and asked nicely. I did ask him once before if he could refrigerate his tuna so the smell wouldn't be overpowering. It was still an asshole move to do in front of my other coworkers. I should have asked him again privately. And of course, my sensitivity to smell is not his problem. I just snapped. I did apologize to him. 3, we only have the break room. I can't go anywhere else because this is my part-time airport job. We are not allowed to eat on the ramp or in the plane, even if it's empty. The break room is inside the security area because that is where I had to work today. Nowhere else to go. Literally.
Okay, so more factors.
This should have been included in the post.
I know, right? But let me say, unless it says in your policy, they work at an airport, in an airline.
It sounds like it.
Okay.
On the ramp, so I'm wondering if like cleaning planes in between or, you know, doing something that doesn't involve heavy lifting because I feel like pregnant moving bags, you might need accommodations for that.
Maybe. So unless it says in your policy at work, no
Oh my
smelling
God.
foods, and it's just like a note that's put on the
Then the
wall,
ultimate witch house is in
I don't
upstate New
think
York in the
that
forest.
has any standing, especially in court of law.
Legally, I don't
Yeah.
think you can say that to people.
I don't.
Look how
think
close
you
it
can.
is.
I don't know the. I don't know the specifics unless it says like no strong smelling foods with odors, whatever that means. Unless that's codified within the
Yeah.
like job description, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, you're still kind of an asshole. It's just now there's more parameters to your work, but
Wow.
still,
It's okay.
yeah.
Point 4, HR did dismiss the complaint my coworker made. I apologized to him and explained everything to him and that I snapped. He said my pregnancy was not his problem. HR said he shouldn't have eaten tuna in the break room. Doesn't matter if I'm pregnant or not. Many people did complain apparently directly with HR.
Oh,
So he's getting roasted for his tuna
oh my gosh.
every which way. Again, thank you for your judgment. I did apologize to my coworker. He still seems kind of off, but there's nothing I can do about it now. Coming from a food safety standpoint, does tuna need to be refrigerated?
No, whenever you go to like the store, like you know how you get little cans of tuna, like they're just on the shelf.
Is that because it's so processed or like
I think it's just
preserved?
preserved properly.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to refrigerate it or anything like that.
I'm like, I'm not a tuna eater. My dad is, and now that I'm like saying this out loud, I'm like, Morgan, you've seen the bags that sit on the shelf.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like, but then again, pickles. You know, you ferment those bad
That's true.
boys.
That's
and
true.
They can sit out.
When you open the lid, they have to go in the fridge.
Yeah.
They should go.
Canning is so cool to
It's
me.
an art form.
It really is like the pressurized stuff. It's like I'm like it's science, it's art. There's so many different flavors and ways you can can.
Very cool.
I love it.
I'll say this: if he's making tuna salad, like if he's adding mayonnaise and some spices, maybe a chopped apple and a celery and a red onion, then yeah, it should be refrigerated. But if it's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's like the red can with the tomato sauce, and he's just eating it like straight up. Again, if it's not, I mean, it sounds like so HR dismissed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe it is in their policy.
I'm so intrigued by this one. I know we have HR experts that listen.
Yes.
I saw your comment on the last episode. Please chime in for this one.
Yeah.
I guess like being that it's an airport, maybe there's different context because of like the fact that you literally can't eat anywhere else. But I feel like HR across the board is pretty standard.
Yeah.
So I would be very curious to know if this is legal or not, or if he can sue them for like almost like a hostile work environment.
Right. There's so much that can happen right now.
Like you're saying I can't eat my food?
Oh my gosh. But think about it this way: whenever we're in airplanes, have you ever sat in someone who eats a tuna salad sandwich? I want to question.
I have gotten really
About
unlucky.
15 minutes, so let's head
I've had
that way.
multiple flights in the past year or two where someone next to me smells very bad.
Was the vinegar a helper?
And I get it. I forget sometimes and it happens.
Was the vinegar a
But
helper?
I've sat next to people that are like so aggressive, like they're like, oh, it smells, like talking to the other person, like it's the most uncomfortable experience ever. So I'm one of those people. I have a tough time with smells.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I have a very sensitive nose.
Yeah, I do too. But still, I mean, you just gotta like grin and bear it when you're on an airplane.
It's
But
life.
if you're working,
That's life.
I don't know. I feel like this person could sue the tuna can.
I feel like this kind of feels like discriminatory, but like it's just too much. So saying discrimination sounds wrong, but
There's something there.
it feels fishy.
Yeah. Oh, good one.
I
Thought
don't
about that one?
No,
Just naturally?
I just don't know what is up with me in the puns today. I'm
I
like,
bring it out of.
I don't know what's happening. Something's happening here.
Yeah, I think you should find some legal course of action.
I'm so curious. Someone does. I'm like looking to see if there's any OPs, like good responses. And OP was really fighting for their life in the comments. Basically just saying, I never asked for special treatment. I didn't say anything for almost 4 months until today. I just snapped, which I apologize for. I asked him before to refrigerate it. I should not have snapped, and I should not have dictated what he eats. I never asked for special treatment. Most of the office doesn't know I am pregnant because I don't want to make a big deal out of it. Regardless of me being pregnant, I think it's an asshole move to eat smelly stuff in a small, poorly ventilated break room with no windows that can be opened. It's not my coworker's problem that I have to barf after I smell something strong, but it's general kindness and common sense to not eat smelly stuff in a small office. I think that might be a hot take.
Yeah. I eat wherever. In my office, I eat wherever. So I've never been in a situation where it's the break room and the break room only. So maybe they have a point. But what is smelly to you isn't smelly to me. It's smelly to her. It's smelly to him.
It's so subjective.
What is smelly?
And also based in culture.
Yeah.
It can come with a lot of racist undertones.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it's probably safest to just let people eat what they want to eat.
Right?
If you have an aversion to strong smells, maybe HR can make an accommodation where you eat before those people.
Exactly.
And that is your new lunchtime.
Yeah. Exactly.
You take different breaks.
That's
Not
such a
everyone
great
has the same
idea.
break.
That's such a great idea.
Like, there's accommodations that can be made, and I don't think it's unreasonable to ask for them. You
Yeah.
are pregnant.
Yeah.
That is a time where you can get special accommodations. There's laws like that
protecting you.
for a reason.
Yeah.
Your special protected class, like, you can ask for that versus going.
I like
this
that.
way.
I like that mentality. The not so smelly lunch people and the smelly lunch people.
Different break times. You do your thing, girl.
I think the different break times is a great fix.
It seems like it would be an easy one.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be an
I'm
easy
for
one.
it.
I
Still
know.
the asshole.
I know. Well,
To be fair.
I was literally gonna be like, I hope she gets like some Zofran too.
Yeah,
like
for nausea.
Get some anti-nausea meds, Zofran, Reglan, whatever that other one is.
Yeah.
And OP, I'm seeing a comment here. We don't have Zofran here. We get Vomex. Don't know if it's the equivalent. It just doesn't help that much when I get weird smells, unfortunately. But thanks for the advice.
I wonder where they are. Germany?
I'm wondering now. Yeah, Vomex A. Never heard of that one.
Me either.
Any anti-nausea med, I'll take.
Yeah, you get nauseous a lot?
Just all the time.
Oh my gosh.
All the time. I just don't know. I don't get it.
I always have Zofran in my car.
I have ginger ale stacked.
Oh my
We
god.
got ginger ale at the studio, ginger ale at the
love
house.
ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
Do you have ginger chews?
I do have
Okay.
those. The Dramamine ones are so good.
I love ginger
So good.
chews. My dad also, he has like GI issues, and of
Yeah.
course I got them too. So sometimes I eat a little ginger chew before.
What's your favorite brand?
Of ginger chews?
Yeah.
The Ginger Man. You know the Ginger Man one? He's like a
No.
man. He's a man with a big nose, and he has like, you know how ginger has like that lined ribbing?
Oh my god.
The little Ginger Man.
Oh my god, he's so cute. He's literally a stalk of ginger.
Yeah, that's my favorite brand.
Gingins. Do you get this? It looks like it looks very organic by the packaging.
Yeah,
It's giving healthy ginger chews.
those are the ones I was raised on, and those are the ones I have in my house. Those are the most elite ginger chews, if you ask me.
I love the ginger people, ginger rescue. There's so many
Isn't he
things.
so cute? Do you
I
see
love-
the little ginger guy? Is he like this?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Very, very cute. It's on Amazon, DoorDash, Instacart. You can find this everywhere.
Make sure the no tamper seal's on that one.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
With Asana, AI teammates can pull real-time data and help keep work on track, so every team can work smarter and faster. Asana, the #1 AI work management platform. Try for free today at asana.com.
Okay, this is our last one.
Oh no! I could do this for hours.
Fun.
I could do this forever.
After the ceremony, every table got 2 bottles of wine, bread and butter, and there was also an open bar. So we started to have a few drinks. Then the food came out. It looked really good. The food setup was a buffet style. I was half buzzed and looking forward to getting some food in my belly. When it was time to eat, every few tables at a time were going to get called up, which is fine. The first few tables that were called were understandably the family of both sides, and then the rest were called up. The problem was that the family members, his in-laws, are larger people. Now, I don't shame people for how much they eat, but I noticed the helpings of the food they had while I was patiently waiting for us to be called were quite large, and the pizza came from. Apparently, some of the other tables close to ours didn't get any other food either, so we shared with them. This caused some commotion because other people were looking for food and asking the wedding party if there was pizza available. I guess there were others that didn't get to eat either. We did share with anyone who asked us. My friend came to talk to me about why I ordered the food. The bride was not happy about it. It ruined the aesthetics. So I told him that we didn't get to eat and that the food ran out long before our table was called and we were really hungry. He then asked why we just didn't step out and eat and then come back. Though annoyed about it, I respectfully explained to him that we were all drinking on empty stomachs and that it probably wasn't the best idea to have drunk people walking around looking for food. I don't think he liked that, but went back to his bride, who was now glaring at us. Like, what were we supposed to do? Starve? This wasn't the end, though. As we were finishing eating, one of the in-laws came to our table and he asked where the pizza came from. This is where I may be the asshole. There were 2 slices left. I knew he was eyeing them. I asked the other people at my table if they wanted one. Everyone declined. This guy then said he would have one. I then took the 2 slices, I put them on my plate, and I started to eat them. Then I looked at him and said something like, quote, "No, you and everyone at your tables had way more than your fair share of the buffet and ate all of it. This is the reason we ordered food in the first place. And now you have the nerve to ask us to share?" His face went red and he returned to his table. There was a lot of discussion going on there. They were all looking back at us with daggers. The bride looked even more ticked off at us. She had a bit of an argument with my friend. He eventually came back over to tell us we had to leave.
Oh.
I didn't mean to start any problems, so me and my wife called a cab and we left. He then called me a few days later and we had a long talk. I explained my perspective and he agreed that his in-laws were really rude for eating all of the food and leaving most of the other guests with very little. A lot of people actually complained to him about it. Everyone was drinking, thinking that there would be food, and they were disappointed. He was upset with his in-laws